You locked into Atlanta's #1 hip-hop station, Hot 107.9. I am Moran The Man, back in full effect, and it's time to chop it up with somebody who's been out here going crazy for a very long time. I'm in the presence of somebody who really has been putting off for hip-hop. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people? K.
Yeah, what's up, brother? Stalley.
Yes.
Blue Collar Gang, we in the building.
Blue Collar Gang, Stalley to pull it up, the Hot 107.9, man.
Yes.
Now, this is definitely dope. I must admit, I'm excited for this interview because I had the privilege and the pleasure to get introduced to you many, many moons ago when you were on this amazing track called Addresses with Currency.
Yes.
And it's funny how a 3-hour flight can make a life change, man.
Man, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And it really changed.
Yeah.
My life has changed ever since then. You know what I mean? It's been a beautiful turn. And shout out to Currency. Shout out to that record. You know what I mean? Shout out to that video and everybody that supported it. Yeah, we here now. It's a blessing.
Absolutely. Now, you are definitely an artist. You've had an interesting journey, you know, just from watching you from afar during that blog era within hip-hop. You know, you started out independent. Then as time went on, you eventually linked up with Maybach Music, and now you're independent again.
Yes.
Absolutely. So congratulations on having your independence back.
Thank you.
So let's talk about you know, that experience for you as far as signing to Rick Ross, because you know, through the internet, you know, it looked like you were having a lot of success independently, and then out of nowhere you signed to MMG. So what was it that made you want to make that move in the first place?
Man, you know, just I guess who doesn't want to be signed? You know what I'm saying? But also just for Ross to reach out to me and see the vision that I had as an independent artist and wanting to help me elevate that. And he did, you know what I'm saying? And I got to get to the full circle moment of me being back and having my independence and being my own boss and having my own label and having artists up under me. Right. So, you know, it was, and at the time it made sense because I was broke. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna keep it funky. And I had a family and I had, you know, mouths to feed. And that was a great opportunity that I felt like God put in front of me, and I took full advantage of it.
Interesting. I like the fact that you were very honest with saying that you were broke.
Yeah.
Because, again, like, from the internet perspective, you know, we see you with these videos, and you got the J's. You know what I'm saying? We think, oh, bro, you
I'm
lit.
Stay fresh.
Yeah. Interesting.
But, you know, that's us, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, luckily, you know, I worked jobs where like I managed the sneaker store in New York City called A-Life, you know what I mean? One of the most famous and popular sneaker stores, that streetwear stores, period, in the world. And at the time was probably the top in the world. So, you know, it kept me fresh.
That part. So you were an independent rising artist with a job? Is that what you're telling us?
Well, no. You know, that's so when I really started going full steam with the music, I actually quit working. I wasn't working no more. And I just took on music full time, and that's when it started steamrolling for me. And that was actually also a blessing because it gave me time to really focus on my craft, stay in the studio, and just be around other artists like the Currencies. You know, I was in the DD172 space at the time with Ski Beats and people like that. Yeah. And, you know, that just really helped me become the artist that I am today. You know what I mean? That was a part. It was a small part, but it was a very, you know, important part to helping me become the artist that I am today.
That part. Now, it's very interesting because, you know, you were a part of a lot of, like, cool waves back then.
Yeah.
And there was also an interesting moment when we saw you working closely with Damon Dash.
Right.
So, you know, talk to us about your experience working with Dame.
Yeah, and that was what I mentioned, you know, the DD172 time. Yeah. So DD172 was Dame's space that he had in the, I guess that's Tribeca area of New York City. And he had that space, and along with Creative Control, shout out Cootie and Chike.
You know, Creative Control, I do.
They directed Genius for Cootie put out Genius on Netflix of the Kanye doc. But shout out to them. A lot of my first was there. You know, I shot my first video there. I had Address. That was a, you know, big record for me. Also had a record called Put the Butter on the Popcorn with the Cool Kids.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Y'all was walking through the movie theater.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, shout out to the Cool Kids, man. Hey, I'm telling you, bro. That was a time. If you was on the internet at that time, that was a great time. Shout out to the Cool Kids.
We created a lot of moments. And, yeah, shout out to the Cool Kids, Mikey and Chuck, man. What else? I mean, there was so many great, you know, artists and individuals that I got to be around and, you know, perform alongside on the stage, share the stage with. Yeah. But also, again, this is somebody, speaking of myself, that came from a retail space, you know what I'm saying, into music. always, was working on music, always writing, recording when I could. Again, I was broke. This is New York City, you know what I'm saying? And I had bills to pay. But any chance I got to be on stage or any chance I got to be in the studio, I was there. And when Dame offered that space to me, I took full advantage of it. I wasn't working at the time. I was collecting unemployment. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And
we all, 2020, everybody.
Yeah.
We all did that at this phase now.
Yeah, so, I was doing that, and I just was in that space every day, soaking it up, whether I was just there observing or I was actually participating in it, I was there.
Beautiful stuff. Now, I'm curious, have you seen Damon Dash's recent interviews? Recent. That happened like 3 days ago. Have you seen them?
Yes.
Because he did come out and he did say, he was somebody who was very adamant in you not signing. And,
Yeah.
So,
I don't remember those conversations or me promising him that I wouldn't sign a deal. I know that we never had anything official, no paperwork. Also, there was never even a presentation of a contract to me.
Right.
So I was confused when he was like saying that, he was disappointed by that. I know he called me a grumpy independent artist.
He said you a star, right?
But I mean, you could take grumpiness as in different ways. Maybe I was grumpy because I ain't take no, BS from anybody, and I was about my business and I knew what I wanted and I was bullheaded in that sense. Or you can take it how you take it. But again, I do appreciate Dame for the opportunity and for the space because, again, I grew. That was like the dojo. That's what they called it, 24-hour karate school. You know what I mean? And it definitely helped me sharpen my skills. But as far as like his disappointment, I don't know where that comes from because there was never any, talk about me signing to him or me staying independent either. You know what I mean? It was because, we got to eat. You know what I'm saying? And we got to do what's best for us.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, it's your life.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's also your art that you're creating.
Yeah.
So, you have the right to do what you want to do with your intellectual property. I feel.
Yeah.
But, I'm just saying, that's just me. But correct. I wasn't in the dojo with y'all, so I don't know.
And we put in a lot of work and created a lot of content for him and never got paid for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was broke again. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we creative control, all that content that they was having. There wouldn't have been no content if we wasn't in that space. You know what I'm saying? So again, it was one hand washed the other because we got to use that space and got to use the resources that he provided, but he also got that from us. You know what I mean? So. Absolutely. Nah, it's good that you're speaking on that, and you also are giving him his props. And his flowers of course.
So it's all good. Hopefully, when y'all see each other, y'all can have a conversation.
Yeah, it's all love.
Ain't nobody gonna fight.
No, but it's all love at the end of the day. And like I said, I'm appreciative of it, but I never knew the disappointment part. You know what I'm saying? I never, because I don't remember those conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. So, fast forward, you sign an MMG, and for whatever reason, y'all go y'all ways. So what was it that led to y'all,
I think it was just kind of what we spent. I'm just such an independent spirit, and when people don't see your vision or see it how you want, or if you have like a vision for yourself on how you want your career and, like you said, your art to, be seen and heard, and it doesn't align with the people you doing business with, then it's time to separate. It's no bad blood there either. You know what I mean? Again, I learned a lot. I was also, people got to understand, I was with Atlantic Records as well. Atlantic was who we were with, but MMG was, the team and the label as well. But it was Atlantic. So Atlantic it's a record label. It's a music business. I understand that there's a music business side or a business side to it. And we just didn't see eye to eye business-wise. You know what I mean? And in our separation, it was never any hard feelings or bad blood. It was just kind of mutual. And, now we here.
Yeah, now we here. So, it's 2024. I don't think anybody expected you to drop a record with Kevin Durant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Kevin Durant.
Independent.
Independent. Yeah. No. Before we do that. Yeah. Because, we got to, you have your independence. Right. Now, before we get into the Kevin Durant song, because we definitely need to shed light on your independence. Because you were in the major label system and you're back in the independent world.
Yeah.
So was that scary because, perception can be everything for a lot of people. It's like, oh, you're signed to this big, and now you're independent. So.
Right. And no, I wouldn't say scary, but I will say it's definitely a learning curve because you got to remember, or I want people to kind of like put this in perspective. When I was signed and I put out my first album, there wasn't no streaming. There wasn't no stream. You couldn't even put a video on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if you could put a picture on Twitter at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just links. But so now, fast forward into my independence, it's a whole new world. It's streaming services. It's social media. Yep. It's just different ways to market and brand and promote yourself, which is amazing. But it's also a learning curve when you coming from the blog era into being with a major label, now into this whole new world of technology and how fast it moves, So, but it's dope. I love it because I love learning, what I mean? And I love the kind of like the ebbs and flows of everything, you know what I mean? And just kind of figuring it out. So it's been a dope journey, man. I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, that's the key because, you have all these experiences, but you still wouldn't change that.
No, I wouldn't change nothing. And every experience was learning. And everyone from being independent to Dame to Ross and anything that I missed in between that, it was all a blessing leading up to this point. You know what I mean? And it was all so much education. You know what I mean? Because, again, I'm just a hip-hopper. Yeah. I'm just an artist who loves to rap and make music. Yeah. I'm not even thinking about the business side, and I want people to kind of really understand that too when they think like, oh, this person isn't doing this for their career or doing that for their career. You got to understand it's like sometimes you just are such in an artist mode that those things are being secondary, but now as an independent artist, you got to put every hat on. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
now that's interesting because me and the new Angie Martinez, Diana, we was actually having a conversation about that before y'all pushed up. Like sometimes, like as an artist, like you're a creative first. At your core, you want to create first. So sometimes it may take time for you to get used to being the creative and the businessman, right, the businesswoman. So that's like that can be a real challenge for some artists,
right? And as we know, social media is a full-time job. There's content creators that's all they do. All they do. They don't make no music. They don't do nothing else but make content. So you got to do that and be an artist. Yep. And be a CEO. Yep. And be a manager. And be a booking agent. And
absolutely.
So.
And then y'all gonna turn around and crap on the majors like, no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, ain't nothing. To each his own. Right. Every individual has their individual way of going about their career and should. You know what I mean? One thing for one person ain't for the other person, we know.
That part, absolutely. So as we can see, like we said, you came in wearing KD merch. You know what I'm saying? Came in wearing KD merch. You got this record with Kevin Durant, somebody who had rap beef. You know what I'm saying? He got into it with Lil B. You know what I'm saying? One of the most classic rap beefs ever. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't even had a rap beef, and he got one.
Exactly, bro. How did this happen? Nobody was expecting KD to start rapping.
Yeah, and I think that's the illest part about it. You know what I'm saying? And I was saying to somebody like a couple weeks ago, like it's the collaboration of the year. You know what I mean? And I feel that way because it was just so unexpected, and it made so much noise, throughout the internet, and it's been doing so well, like on the DSP, on the streaming, and it's the video is doing great. We shot the video, so shout out to KD and shout out to the record Scared Money. The how it came about is just me and him. We homies, you know what I mean. We speak almost every day. He's a hip hop head, he's somebody who's always made beats and wrote rhymes.
KD be making beats.
Yeah.
KD got Fruity Loops. What? Oh, that's hot. That's what's up.
I don't let me speak for him. I'm not sure if he still does, but I know at one time he was producing. He also, and whether he was doing it for like a hobby or for fun or just to kind of build his craft, I'm so glad that he stepped into it. With this record and really, took the initiative to be like, yo, let's put this out, let's shoot this video, and let's, let the world hear me because obviously he's talented, as everybody heard who heard the record. Yeah. If you haven't, make sure y'all go check it out right now and watch the video as well. But yeah, man, yeah, that's how it came about.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful. So, you in this new space, success, independence, you're free. You have your freedom. You have your creative freedom. What else is next for you, man? Like, what else can we see you doing? Like, not even within this year. Like, what's the overall goal for you and your independent label? Like, what's the overall?
The goal for me is just to keep building artists, helping artists, giving voice to the voiceless. I'm from a small town in Ohio, you know what I'm saying? It's about 30,000 people, and I want to just kind of all those small towns or small cities or small areas where people feel like they kind of stuck or they don't have a voice or they have to move to bigger cities to be heard or to be noticed or I just want to give them the opportunities. I know we have the internet now. You can upload a video and be seen in Germany or anywhere in the world now. So it's a little bit easier, but that's what Blue Collar Gang is. It's about the grind, the grit, making music for the everyday man and woman, you know what I'm saying, and just giving hope. And that's what I hope to do in the next few years or just in the most recent years is just to inspire, help the artists that I'm building with now and keep it growing, become like a hip-hop conglomerate that is touching the world, you know what I'm saying, in a positive way. Also, we got, Blue Collar Gang clothing.
Because I like that name. Like,
thank you, yeah. And that's what it is. Because when I grew up, it was nothing but, it was Rust Belt. It was, nothing but people who wore smocks and wore, you know what I mean, and wore uniforms. Like every time I walked out the door, I seen a mechanic or I seen a teacher, I seen a mailman, I seen a postal. Like a service person. It was just like it's real blue collar. Yeah. So that's kind of like the uniform, mentally and like aesthetically. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of people that I want to build with and just kind of give the voice. Give the voice because in hip hop we love the braggadocio. Yeah. We love to brag and talk about all the things we have and but it's other stories, other voices that need to be heard too.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, we rocking with you, man. Congratulations to you on all your success. With everything you got going on. We just want to support you, see you continue to do your thing. Like I said, when I first heard you on Addresses, I was like, hey, man, this dude is nice.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Nice.
And that's what Raw said, too. And that's what made me, become an MMG member, you know what I'm saying, or assigned to him because he saw, so shout out to that video. It's funny how a 3-hour flight can make your life change.
Hey, that part. You need to copyright that quote, man.
Yeah.
Copyright that.
Put that on some Hallmark cards, you know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you for pulling up on me, man. Thank you for this chat. I definitely was looking forward to this, man. And like I said, however I can help you, just let me know, man.
Thank you.
I'm here, bro. You got my number now. So
we locked in, so we good. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the time. Shout out to Hot 107.9, Atlanta, everybody out there. It's always love. Anybody who's supporting, I love you, and I appreciate you to death.
Absolutely, man. Give the city your social media one more time.
Yeah, at Stalley, Stalley. That's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Stalley vid on YouTube. Make sure you follow, subscribe, like, all that stuff, like the YouTubers say. You know what I'm saying? And and make sure y'all lock in with me on the streaming services too, whatever you use, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. All of that.
Yeah, you lock in.
It's Stalley.
Run them strings up. You know what I'm saying? Because he started popping during the mixtape era, so we got to get them strings up.
Yeah, it's independence too, man. And if y'all want, y'all can purchase it too. You know what I'm saying? It's going to a great cause, my family.
Hey, I like that. That's what's happening, man. Well, hey, so let us know, boy, hip hop station, Hot 107.9. I'm Moran The Man, and Stalley in the building, man.
Yes, sir.